Hey everybody, it's your girl Delores, just a pink girl in her pink world here on YouTube. Sorry for being a little late, just sorry. Little technical difficulties. Also, your girl's not feeling that great. So J News is gonna be picking up the weights today for the Hit the Ropes podcast, ladies and gentlemen. And while we're at it, J News, what do you gotta say to the good people?
Good people everywhere out there in the internet, internationally, globally, and all over the world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It is I, your good brother Jay News, and we're back at it again here. Hit the Ropes Podcast. Me and the lovely Dolores gonna be doing the Lord's work in good terms because we have a whole week's worth of wrestling to talk about. Dolores, don't we? As per the usual. Yesterday we had one of the big four, as they say. The Royal Rumble took place yesterday, Saturday, February 1st. 2025. We also had a night of AEW Collision take place yesterday on Saturday, and then everything else that happened in wrestling in the week that was. So we should get this party started. Everyone who is out there, please join in the chat. Holler at us, let us know that you're here. And thank you as always for tuning in.
Listen, it's time. It's time. It's Hit the Rope podcast time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the review. I think I could do the first couple of them without falling flat on my face. Ladies and gentlemen, WWE Raw. We're going to start off there. Where did that go? There we go. We're at Raw 1653 on Netflix on the 27th. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were here for the Dolores' Raw reactions, where I saw the WWE World Tag Team title match. The Royal Raiders defeated the Judgment Day. We had Rey Mysterio defeating Xavier Woods. In a non-title tag team match, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defeated Bianca Belair and Naomi. Drew McIntyre defeated Sami Zayn. Ladies and gentlemen, I was more heartbroken because I wasn't in there to see it, and it was in my home state. But J News, do you have something to say to good people?
I do. As per the tag team match, just to give folks a couple of tidbits and pieces that happened on Raw. During the Roar Raiders versus Judgment Day match, there was an unfortunate injury that happened and went down to JD McDonough during the match. After the match was over, he finished the match. Everything went the way it was supposed to after the match was over, and he went through the curtain, quote unquote, and into Gorilla. He collapsed. We then heard from JD about 24 hours later. He's in good spirits, but after the spot in which he hit his back and ribs on the table, he punctured a lung and broke 3 ribs. So it's going to be a while until we see JD McDonough back in a WWE ring. Speedy recovery to JD. JD's one of the good ones. I think it was this week, Dolores, correct me if I'm wrong, during the Rey Mysterio versus Xavier Woods match. This week was the week where Xavier Woods' family was in the front row, and they were the ones who were wearing the New Day Sucks t-shirts.
Yeah.
His sister threw
because Lil Yachty gave it to him.
Yeah, there you go. Yachty, that's interesting because Yachty also had a Club Shay Shay interview this week that went semi-viral. But Xavier Woods' sister threw the New Day Sucks shirt in his face. So that was good entertainment there. Storyline wise, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez beating Bianca Belair and Naomi in a non-title match will now have them going into a program in which we'll probably see Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez win the WWE Women's Tag Team belts. And then the Drew McIntyre match against Sami Zayn was basically more of a lead-in into the Royal Rumble. So we'll see how it all broke down for the Royal Rumble. Next up, we had NXT, which happened on Tuesday on the CW. We had Bayley and Julia defeating Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. Wesley with his new cohorts, Tyreek Egue and Tyson DuPont, defeated Trick Williams via DQ. We then had the NXT Women's North American title match, which had the champion Fallon Henley retaining her championship by defeating Shotzi Blackheart, who was being flanked by her compatriots Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. I forget what the team name is now called. This Chemical X, I think, something to that extent. Ethan Page defeated Cedric Alexander. Those two they have a storied history on the independents. Cedric Alexander and Ethan Page both cutting their teeth in different Northeast independent companies, including Evolve, which will be making a return on WWE programming within the month. And then we had the WWE Women's Tag Team title match, which had Bianca Belair and Naomi, the champions, retaining their championship. Sorry, folks. Retaining their championships against the Metaphor Girls, Jakara Jackson, and Lash Legend. So on this show, I believe I saw, if I'm remembering this correctly, there was a part in here after the Ethan Page versus Cedric Alexander match, where the young OG came back, ran down, and he finally got a little bit of comeuppance on Ethan Page. That feud is still boiling there. At one point, I believe Ava made it her business to go into the men's locker room, and basically let Obafemi know that even though he is NXT champion, he's not the one who makes the matches up around here. And so,
That's the first time I've seen her have some charisma, and a part of me wondered if they had something going on because it was like I was like I felt her and I felt him, and I was like these normally are two people who don't do well in segments and promos, and they are together and making it work. Somebody they was like, oh, this chemistry is real good.
yeah, it worked out there. So Ava Rain, doing her due diligence as the NXT GM, letting Obafemi know who's the run who really wears the pants in NXT. And then I think I saw Eddie sometime during the.
Yeah, I try not to see Eddie even if I see him.
I think I saw Eddie Thorpe.
He a crip walking Native American who DJs. After that, I was like, "There's nothing you can tell me after this."
He was on the show somewhere. I just forget where. And the Bailey and Julia versus Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez match was really more or less to set up parts and storylines going into the Women's Rumble, because three out of the four ladies in this match participated in the Women's Rumble on Saturday. So Cora Jade is now taking her talents to TNA as she is participating on their shows and doing some matches over there.
Yeah, she needs to be over there.
Yeah, she does. Absolutely. I agree.
You would think, and this is what gets me up sometimes, is when I see couples where one of them lacks everything that the other one has. It's like Andrade is not this smooth like Charlotte is. Because Charlotte went to that press conference and was like, I am the top dog. I'm the woman of WWE. I get paid to do it. Like she got that smoothness about her that makes it like, okay, I'm gonna take that. Let's just say Ludwig Kaiser and Tiffany Stratton. She's like, if you ever seen them together on her social media, she does these TikToks where she's like getting it. She dancing, she partying, she grabs his hand and he's just like,
He's a
yeah.
straight man. He's
He
always going to be the straight man.
he is a straight man constantly. I think the only couples that I see are on par, like character and real life people, they're just like equal in is Montez and Bianca. They are two people who and also Aleister Black and Zelina. They have it where it's like they are the same people. You can put them together, you can separate them. They are the same people. I think sometimes when it comes to certain things, like even with Trick and Lash, you can tell that they two fools together. You see what I'm saying? They know how to have a good time and they know how to cut a promo and they know how to make the heat between the two of them. But I think sometimes it's just I just want to know how. Even Naomi's case, how are you so charismatic and Jimmy over in the corner?
Hey, don't be talking now about Big Jim. Don't be talking
Jim
about don't be talking about no Big
Jim is
Jim.
over there. Listen, I enjoyed that. We'll talk about the after segment that they put up on WWE
Yeah.
of Jim giving Jay the shirt. But at that point, I was like, why can't you do that? Why can't you be that? Why you? I know you got it in you. Be that. Like Jay is. Listen, I don't know if you all saw social media, but once Jay won, everything he has ever said that normally would be used against him was put out online because it was hilarious. The whole smoking coming to the ring when he was like, I wish he had waved it in my face. That came up. Also, the clip where he called Lil Wayne ugly.
I saw it on a podcast, right, or something like that.
Yes,
Something.
he was like, I looked at that man. I was like, whoa, you ugly? Is it that man in your eyes? That right there shows that he is just that goofy, fun person, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's just who he is. I think some people's characters are not connecting because you see them on social media one way, you see them in the ring another way, and you're trying to figure out who is this person. Some people I'm not gonna believe who you are. Listen, what it wasn't Cedric. Was it Cedric? No, it was Cedric. It was what is his name? The bald headed dude that all of a sudden he went to NXT and could be clairvoyant.
Huh?
You remember it was like him and Brian Breaker. They had that feud where all of a sudden he would take him to the diner and write in his book and say all the things he could see that was going to happen in the
Oh,
future.
Apollo Cruz. Okay.
Yes, Apollo sitting there. At that moment, I was like, "Sir, any hope that I had to connect to you once you start saying they just had you doing stupid stuff." Like you was out there like, I see the future. Brian coming up to me, you don't see nothing. Then Brian got you on his boat the next week. I'm like, at a certain point, I don't connect to that. I connected to the women's match at the end because there are four melanated black women representing us in the best way possible. And even showing the clips afterwards where they were hugging and dancing together. Though that is very powerful for a little black girl. I don't know if you've seen. I have to send it to you. It's a TikTok of a she's a fun, funny, very nice Southern Atlanta, Georgia raised kind of Caucasian woman, and
Mm,
she talked about how she was, one for an hour. Her class can like tell her what they did for the week
mm,
or fun weekend or what they did for the day. And she said, my little girl came in there and she said she went to the WWE match. But Bianca and Naomi, I am hurt because you all lost. And I don't know when y'all coming back, but you're gonna have to just have this again. You're gonna have to win. Cause she was so heartbroken. And in my moment I was like, and she's and when I think somebody asked in the comments or whatever, and she's like, yeah, they represent she saw representation for the first time, and she went to her first match just because they were gonna be there.
mm.
I think moments like NXT or even having Bianca and them hold the title, those are powerful. Like we had that black girl moment until Chelsea got involved in the Royal Rumble where it was like, oh no, I see you. Like the Spider Man meme. And then Chelsea walks in there like, hi. And I'm like, okay, Drake, get out. Okay. we having a moment. Stop that. Especially when have you had this in WWE where we've seen so many men and women of color get opportunities and spots that normally we wouldn't have got. I would have never in a million years guessed that who won the Royal Rumble would win. I thought all Baldy had it.
Nah, nah.
If you all don't know, it's a man that be in some of the chats at True Hill. He not True Hill. He is it True Hill. He
Mm,
that John Cena ball spot.
mm.
It's either Russell Talk or True Hill Heat,
Probably
and,
Russell.
and his title name. He also be Fightful too. Is John Cena's ball spot. and his picture is the picture of John Cena's bald spot. And at that moment, because Jay News, you know I'm very aware, but I tried to ignore it. I said, I see it.
Yeah,
And ever since then, I cannot call John Cena just John Cena. I be tempted to call him John Cena bald spot.
it happens, man. It's natural for some folks, man. It's just that's the way it goes at times, man. You know.
Listen, men out there, I'm telling you from a women's perspective. Unless for religious reasons you have this spot, because you know sometimes I don't know if you know the cap, they have a little spot. That's understandable. And that cap is gonna cover that spot. Unless you really have a real good reason, let it go. As Elsa said, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Paul Heyman, let it go. That red and yellow man, let it go. I hate to say it, CM Punk, let it go.
Now he still has a full. He still has a full head of hair.
Now, I don't know if you noticed lately, he been doing the swoop because he got a little tad bit of spot. Right top right there. He swoops it.
All right. Well, you know.
That's how they all start. Listen, J News, this is how you can tell a bald spot is coming. Even ladies, okay, I'm telling you a secret. If I see your skin on your scalp, I see the skin on your scalp. It ain't because you got braids. You got your hair fully loose, and I see straight. It's either thinning and about to fall out, or it's fell out, and I can see straight to it. At that moment, you need to call. I don't know if they still do. They still have them things. I know they have hair transplants places, but you remember that place back in the day with the commercial
Uh,
hair club for men. That's what it was.
You're clever. I was about to say Bosley, but
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, they used to come on every night, like 16 times a night. Now they replace them commercials. Listen, I don't know what to say, but the fact that we have 99 ED commercials makes me wonder about some of you all.
it's rough out there. It's rough out
I'm like, hey, there's too many commercials out here for y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on SmackDown, aka Smack Sound. Ladies and gentlemen, it was SmackDown. Trying to look at the number. It was 1328 on USA Network on the 31st. Jimmy Uso defeated Carmelo Hayes for the WWE United States title match. It went to a DQ. Michin ended up winning by DQ against Chelsea Green. Los Garza was an Angel and Berto. Angel? Is it Angel?
there. Yep.
Am I pronouncing it right? I don't
Yep.
know why I'm thinking it's like another Spanish way to spell.
No.
And I wish that's another thing. Stop taking these people's names and not these people's names, but these people and putting them in a group together, no matter who they are. I'm not just talking about Los Garza, but just putting them together or putting people with them because they are the same ethnicity. Uh, the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin defeated DIY and Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly was on the road till they got injured. Naomi defeated Liv Morgan. Andrade defeated The Miz. Damian Priest and LA Knight defeated Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. Jay News, did you see any of this and what did you think?
What did I see? Big Jim, Jim Uso defeating Carmelo Hayes came at the expense of Carmelo Hayes because Melo was too much in his ego and he thought he had it when he ain't had it. He ain't have it at all at the end of the day.
Now,
That
this
was
is the ultimate question. Melo has been missing on main roster.
yes.
Do we need to have Melo and Trick together, or do we
No,
need Melo and Trick to feud with each other? Because I want to Trick in the Royal Rumble.
no. I
I didn't need I show speed. I needed Trick.
well, you know, it is what it is at this point. So they went with what they went with.
I
Me,
was mad when they put Tozawa. When Tozawa came out,
I was
I was
happy.
like, I was like, Tozawa, I hope you get knocked in the head. And as soon as I said that, somebody was like, "Bah!" And then
Yeah.
this is the crazy thing. If you ever, notice, I see I've noticed stuff about the show. But when we get there, we'll talk about it. But it's the fact that Triple H asked a question, the man answered it, and he didn't care about his answer.
Yeah,
Triple H,
that
Triple H
happens.
said, "Are you okay to go out there?" And Cesaro was like, "Yeah, yeah." And Triple H turned around and was like, "Hey, I show speed, go out there." I was like, "Did you not hear that man say he wanted? You took his opportunity away. Are we gonna have one of them moments where like Jay Uso gonna have to fight Tozawa because he didn't get a chance to go out there and fight
I
for the
doubt it.
Royal Rumble?"
I doubt it.
I'm saying when he said that immediately, he was like, "No, I can go out there." And then Triple H was like, "I shall speak. Go out there." I wanted to laugh so hard because I'm like, it's like your parents when you tell them something, and you're like, "I'm still gonna do it. I don't care what you say. I'm gonna do it. I'm old enough to do it, and I'm gonna do it." Triple H said, But I did enjoy SmackDown. I did see it. I saw most of the. Well, I saw the matches, but you know, I like to try to rewatch them. Today, I didn't rewatch them. You all understand. It was understandable why I didn't rewatch it. Carmelo Hayes just been missing. It's just been Mellow miss.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Now I want to know who is he making angry on the main roster.
I'm not sure. I think that they're trying to build some sort of story for him based off all these losses and stuff like that. But we'll see where it all ends up.
He was supposed to be fighting Cody, I thought, because they were going back and forth. They were doing a lot of dark matches. It sounded like they were building him up before Kevin Owens to be the person to go the next feud, but then they diverted.
At the end of the day, that when it comes to these house shows, that's just you getting reps. At the end of the day, that's all it is.
But normally, like, because I keep track of, well, not that I keep track of them, they weren't doing them on house shows. They were doing these dark matches on tapings of Monday Night Raw, SmackDown,
Mm.
NXT. They were doing these matches. So that's generally you doing those as a test. The
Yeah,
house show is a test too, but it's not as important. But they were doing these shows for a test, and they weren't like short matches. They were pretty good length matches. So I thought that maybe they were testing him out to set that up. And then, you know, him and Cody were always running into each other backstage and have a lot back and forth.
mm.
So I was like, okay, this is where we're going. And they throw Kevin Owens in. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I understand. But I don't know if Kevin was supposed to be out a little longer or something happened. But it seemed like they were setting up that Carmelo Hayes feud. I hope they go back to it. But now you have the option of even have him. I don't think WrestleMania is Cody and Gunther. Cody and Jay seems like two dynamic people going at it. But if you do go Gunther, you have to give him the title at that point.
We'll see how it turns out. We'll see how it turns out.
But yeah, in LA Knight, he's grown stale with me.
Mm, mm.
Even if you look at the reaction, people screamed, and then once LA Knight came out, they were like, they just it wasn't a pop like they normally was. So
Mm.
I think everybody's kind of over them. Pretty Deadly is they're in the water. They're just they floating. They ain't getting by. And I can understand they came back from injury,
Mm.
but they have had injuries and things before and came back, or even when they were injured before, stayed around in storyline picture to kind of keep themselves up. This time they flatline for me. I can't even deal with it no more. But ladies and gentlemen, we're on to yesterday for the WWE. It was the Royal Rumble. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I had to watch along for the Royal Rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, Charlotte Flair. Yes, I said she's back. Actually, I said what she said. She said, I'm back. That's what she said. Uh, in the women's Royal Rumble match, defeated Alexa Bliss, B-Fab, Bailey, Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, Chelsea Green, Julia, Ivy Nile, Io Sky, Jada Parker, Jordan Grace, Lash Legend, Liv Morgan, Lara Valkyria, Maxine Dupree, Meechin, Naomi, Natalia, Nia Jax, Nikki Bella, Piper Niven, Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez, Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville, Stephanie Valkyria, Trish Stratus, Zelina Vega, and Zoe Starks. Okay, for the WWE Tag Team title. Best 2 out of 3 Falls match DIY with the help of the Street Profits. Defeated the Motor City Machine Guns 2-1 for the WWE title versus WWE Universal title ladder match. Cody Rhodes defeated Kevin Owens. And then for the Men's Royal Rumble, we had Jay Uso defeat AJ Styles, Andrade, Braun Strowman, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Chad Gable, CM Punk, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, I Show Speed, Jacob Fatu, Jimmy Uso, Joe Hendry, John Cena, LA Knight, Logan Paul, Ludwig Kaiser, Otis Penta, Rey Mysterio, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, Santos Escobar, Seth Rollins, Sheamus, Shinsuke Nakamura, and The Miz. I just want to say I like the Men's World Rumble. Also, it's nothing. It's nothing. Every time that man, and you know what I'm talking about, Penta comes out and he struts down there. Something about it makes me go, I got confidence in that man. I've been having confidence in that man since Lucha Underground. I follow that man to everywhere but loose, okay? I need him to have a title somewhere, like a independent title. Now I know he waiting on his brother. He's got loyalty. But that right there, every time, and when he came out in the Royal Rumble and he did the strut down and he kind of jogged a little bit, then he strutted again. Then he took his gloves off. I was like, this is great. Charlotte Flair. Once it got down to the last four, I figured shit, Charlotte Flair was going to Charlotte Flair. Um, as me and Jay News talked about before, I didn't care about that DIY match. I really didn't. It was a filler for me. It was like, oh, bathroom time. But I couldn't go. I was on live. Uh, but the Cody Rhodes match, as you all know, Cody is from my great state of Georgia. So I had to represent him. He made sure he put on a show. He said, y'all want to talk about my reign, but you ain't going to talk about how my hair about to break my neck and my back. I can hear that song. What's her name? Kaya song. My neck, my back. Y'all feel the rest of it out. He was out there hurting himself for the betterment of our enjoyment, and he was being petty while doing it. And you know, if you could mix them things together, J News, you have my heart. Don't hate on Cody Rhodes. Don't care. He came out with his beautiful black queen on Monday.
Yeah. I got nothing to say about that necessarily. But what I will say is that the Women's Royal Rumble went away that was very predictable.
But they had too many botches, though. I give them that. They had too
Uh,
many.
there was this one particular instance during the match where it was clunky about how a lot of the women got eliminated. So I'll definitely agree about that. Um,
Jordan Grace missed like a couple of kicks. I forgot who else did. Lash, her leg went straight past homegirl head. I was just like,
a lot of the when it comes to the women who appeared in the Rumble, like it was cool to see Jordan Grace this time part of the WWE roster. It was cool to see her at her second Royal Rumble. It was cool to see Maxine Dupree back wrestling, doing her thing and making her presence
I
felt.
don't want to see her
Uh,
no more.
huh?
I'm over Maxine and her hair like, and then the worm. I'm just over it.
She's got good energy, so I appreciate
Jay
Maxine.
News said she got. That's a good way to say it, Jay News. She got good energy.
Yeah, she
That
got
that that she can wrestle, but she got good energy.
no, but she's learning at the end of the day. We all know that. So
Jay knew she been learning for almost a year now.
yeah,
Hey, country hustle,
it
how
takes it
you
takes
doing?
it takes a while to get good at this wrestling thing, man. I just ask these veterans. Um,
Listen, she has to do better. Some of these NXT girls, fresh in, are doing a little bit better
yeah,
than
but
she
she
is.
but remember, Maxine never got the
I
chance.
did listen when up until she did the botch because she had a botch too.
Mhm.
I was rooting for BFAB, and once she started botching, I said, "You know what, sis? You ain't got to worry about me."
So, with fairness to those ladies, Maxine didn't spend any time in the performance center, so she's been learning how to wrestle on the fly. BFAB, even though she did spend time in the performance center, she at one point in time, I believe she was injured. Then they got the call up to the main roster, and she didn't really do much wrestling on the main roster. So a lot of what BFAB is doing now is playing catch up, and she's been training a lot lately with Natty Neidhart and TJ Wilson in the new dungeon down in Florida. So hopefully everything that BFAB is learning translates to her
Yeah, I mean,
improving.
she was doing good for a minute. It just once she went bad, I think that's a mindset. Once you mess up one time, it just stuck, and then you start messing up more and more. It's like a snowball effect.
Mm,
But she was doing good at first. I was like, oh, I shot me, B Fab, and as soon as I said that, she started messing up, and I was like, sis, you can keep that. You ain't got to
uh,
worry about me. Because my thing about it is, yes, she's taking the time out because I've seen her over at Natty's with
mm,
uh, Dawkins and all the rest of them. I appreciate her taking the initiative.
mm.
Um, the initiative that I don't. Also, Nikki Bella. It's been years. I need you to learn something else than a forearm. Okay, the diva era is over with. I need you to actually wrestle. And then you just land in the corner one time, waiting on somebody to do something. Not cool. That's the kind of stuff that makes me be like, I love women's wrestling, but I don't love that. Because I think it was it last year or the year before they had a banger like women's Royal Rumble,
Yeah, last year was pretty good.
and I think because they had a lot of the older women who actually wrestled, like did moves and holds, not just I'm gonna be cute. You know, Nikki Bella, as I said on my live stream, I used to imitate her, and my imitation of her wasn't any of her wrestling moves. It was doing this. You can look, but you can't touch. That's what that was it. That was it. And I think at this point, that is cute, but that is no longer needed in a wrestling ring. I
Well,
don't need you to swivel your hips. We don't need no have no bra and panty matches. We don't. I mean, Jay News might disagree, but we don't need no bra and panty.
no, no, I was even as a youngster growing up, I was never necessarily a proponent of those because it didn't necessarily give.
Who were the two old women? The one that had one of them had the gave birth to the hand from Mark Henry.
That was Jesus Christ. Why am I forgetting her name? I know who you're talking about though.
Yeah. When
So
once
yeah,
they did the Brian Patties, I said, you know what? Take it and strike it from the record.
yeah. So
Take it and strike it from the record.
it it was one of those instances during that era of the WWE. I wasn't watching much WWE. Um, I
Yeah, I was stuck. I was stuck like Chuck because they would come. You remember back in the day when you had cable, they were coming on the USA Network, and that was the only way I could really TNT USA. That's the only reason we were watching wrestling, and they would come on Saturdays.
mhm,
It got really outrageous, and at a certain point, I was like, I started to become a WWE, a WCW fan.
mhm.
But if you all know me, I've been a hardcore from day one to the end. Well, not to the end when it got to WWE, but to the end of its actual ownership by itself. ECW fan.
Mm.
Listen, I like a little hardcore. That's why I enjoy Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens match because it. I wish JR was there. Just like, by God, he just broke his neck. Like that's
It was it was I thought it was an interesting match. I thought that they went all out, especially Cody Rhodes taking all those harsh ass bumps and stuff like that. So that was interesting to see. The
Now, for
last
those who say he wrestled like once every so often, that's true. But every once and so often, he gives you his all.
yeah,
Roman was doing it once a year and wasn't giving you nothing.
yeah.
Also, Roman, and I pointed it out in the chat. I don't know, Jenny, when I say it, you're gonna see it in your brain. Roman, you're not gonna agree with the first one. Roman, you're a fine man. A fine, fine man. But you don't put them chiclets in your mouth, and I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. They
You
bright and white as the sun, and
you
he
you know
chiclets.
you know what's interesting about that, because that's all personal preference, but it seems to have been it at for a certain period of time a couple of years ago. I thought it was taking over the wrestling landscape.
Yes.
People just wearing veneers, and I'm like, what's wrong with your regular teeth? Like,
Listen, it's a difference between like the veneer with the caps that like fit on your regular TV. It just makes them look white. He has the like, I don't even know if that was a mouthpiece, but it's like a uniform giant, like looks like somebody
yeah,
painted it bright white in his mouth. And I'm looking at him like, sir, stop it.
like
Hey, Tuber Chat.
like I said, it's a personal preference for the wrestlers and stuff like that, but it
I'm
doesn't.
hoping it's a mouth guard.
It's no, it's veneers, because he even has them in when he's doing interviews. At the end of the day, uh,
Oh,
so it just for it takes me out of certain things at times, or whatever the case is. So
yeah, because he always like he even when he's like crying out in pain, you just see the white,
yeah,
bright whites, and I'm like,
it's odd at times. Even when Cody wears his, it's like, come on, man. I don't need this shit.
Cody tries to do it. I think he done got his shaved down the last time I saw it. But he was the first sets, they were jumbo and bright white. And then he started like not wearing them. And then he got them redone because they were like little fit teeth. And I was like, Brandy, thank you for helping us. Cause he opened his mouth and I was like, this is a cartoon character if I ain't never seen one.
It's anytime I ever see it, it's always a bit much, even inside and outside of wrestling at the end of the day. But I wanted to mention something about the men's Royal Rumble. Um, Good showing by Braun Breaker. Um, interesting, interesting resolution there at the tail end of the match between CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and the Tribal Chief.
Yeah.
So we'll see as to where that goes per se. Um,
Now, Jay News, who do you think is the culprit for the discord backstage?
I don't know necessarily. I can only guess as to who it is. Uh, I don't necessarily want to speculate, because I gave the kid more than enough grief in my own head. So
Come
I'll
on,
stay.
Logan.
Yeah, I'll stay
Yeah,
away from that per se, because I don't want to say it's him. I want to say it was. Some people were pointing at Damian Priest. I don't
yeah.
necessarily know if that's true.
Because they were talking about he tried to show off and people almost got injured. He dropped two people on their head, like directly on their head with some of them suplexes. And
Yeah,
so I only could think of him because listen, if it was CM Punk, they would have kicked his back in. They would have said CM Punk, they would have kicked it right on in. But it wasn't.
there was another spot during the men's Royal Rumble match that I thought was a little dangerous. And that's, I forget who the person was who threw Finn Balor out of the ring. Um, I think it was Logan, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Um, threw
That's,
Finn
I
out.
think Finn got injured from there, right?
I'm not sure if he got injured or not, but because I didn't go online, I haven't gone online today, but Braun Strowman went to go catch Finn, but Finn went down so fast. When I saw Finn hit the floor, it was neck first
Yeah.
and not in a good position. And I was like, I hope he's fine, because for all intents and purposes, for everything that Finn has been through in the WWE, and I know he loves it there, and he's had a good career with the WWE. Um, and everything else in between. I can't live in the past. I can't clamor for uh, my Prince Fergal Devitt anymore. Um, but anytime I see him in the city, my city, New York City, I always have a smile on my face, man. Big shouts to Finn Balor, aka Fergal Devitt, for being front row at a Knicks game with his wife. Uh, that's always cool to see. But it was not cool to see him get dropped on his head, basically, after getting um, eliminated in the Royal Rumble. That was not cool at the end of the day. So
I
uh,
really wished he. I don't know. As soon as he hit the ground and he was screaming in pain, I was like, "Oh no, this doesn't sound. This doesn't sound right and feel right."
yeah.
And at that moment, I was like, I was trying to see because I thought I don't have the list, so when we go over it, it won't be on there. But I thought he was supposed to be scheduled to wrestle an indie show. It's some WWE star is supposed to be wrestling an indie show on the 7th. I think it's the 7th. Is it the 7th? Just what I was looking at. Because I know a lot of AEW stars are going to be there because that's where Kenta and Ricky Starks go at it.
Oh,
But
the Smack Show. Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah,
I
the
see.
Defy
Mhm.
home, I think it's Homecoming or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go on to All Elite Wrestling, AEW, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go on to the first show, which was Dynamite. Ladies and gentlemen, Dynamite was on the 29th. It's on TBS, HBO Max. We had Will Ospreay defeat Brian Cage, Claudio Castagnoli defeat Jeff Jarrett, Ricochet defeat AR Fox, Jay White defeat Willa Yuta, and for the AEW TBS title match, Mercedes Moné defeated Yuka Sakazawa. JD.
Sakazaki.
Yes.
Mhm.
You know what song came to mind when I thought about that.
Not really. That's all right.
Yeah.
Uh, Decent show, I want to say. Will Ospreay got a banger match out of Brian Cage, so I appreciate that. The Claudio Castagnoli, Claudio didn't defeat Jeff Jarrett.
It said Claudio defeated Jeff Jarrett. I
No,
didn't. I didn't watch that show because I was looking
no,
at stuff.
no. You know what happened? It took 6 men to defeat Jeff Jarrett. I
I
don't, I
didn't.
don't,
I
I
didn't.
don't,
I skipped over
I
that
don't
match. As you all know, I do not like Jeff Jarrett. So when they
it,
said Jeff Jarrett was coming out, I literally was like, "Let
it
me
made
take a siesta."
to me it made no sense for Claudio Castagnoli to not beat Jeff Jarrett single-handedly by himself. Castagnoli did not need the help of his fellow Death Riders. That is all I have to say about that. Ricochet defeating AR Fox. Cool match between Ricochet and AR Fox, but this was more character building for Ricochet after the fact. As he
Yeah, this wasn't a Lucha Underground match. This
No,
was.
no, he momentarily took AR Fox hostage with his scissors and whatnot while Swerve Strickland tried to make the save, and Ricochet was able to get away because it seems like AR Fox and Swerve have mended fences. Jay White beat the crap out of Wheeler Yuta as he should have. Wheeler's been getting on Jay White's nerves for months now, even though there was more interference by the Death Riders after the fact. And for all intents and purposes, a lot of I read the reaction online to the Mercedes Moné uh, versus Yuka Sakazaki match, and a lot of it was praised. When I was watching the match live, I didn't think much of it, to be quite honest. I didn't say it was. I didn't think. I'm not saying it was bad.
I didn't.
It was good either
Yeah,
necessarily.
it wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was serviceable.
Yeah.
But
So
I just didn't like the fact that the match happened in the first place because I knew she was gonna lose.
yeah, I
Like,
mean, right,
like
right.
I would like you to build up a little bit to make me feel like like there's a sliver of a chance. I started that match and I was like, when is it gonna end? Because we know she's gonna lose.
Yeah, they the way they're booking Mercedes right now uh, is definitely very predictable in what the outcomes of matches are going to be. There is no tension. There is no suspension of disbelief with Mercedes matches. So right now, throwing anybody in front of Mercedes doesn't necessarily lead anyone to believe that she's going to be losing matches. So just wanted to say that about Dynamite.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back in the back of the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on to Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor, ladies and gentlemen, is on ROHWrestling.com. They also have an app if you want to do that. On the 30th, Sammy Guevara defeated Aaron Solo. Queen Aminata defeated Allison Kay for the ROH World Television Title Proving Ground match. Commander defeated Lee Johnson in a time limit draw. He got to keep his championship. Serpentico defeated Brandon Cutler for the oh, listen for the ROH World Television title. Samoa Joe versus Tony Deppen. To now see these two people now flash forward, uh, it's totally different. You know, sometimes when you do these like flashbacks and different things, you be like, I have seen them grow. Like I feel old. Blake Christian defeated Eva Uno. And for the ROH Women's World Television title match, Red Velvet defeated Leela Gray. J News, did you see any of this?
No, I did not. Only thing that I saw that hit the online airwaves was the believe it or not, it was the Brandon Cutler versus Serpentico match,
Yeah.
where there were a lot of viral clips uh, of Brandon Cutler doing some really fancy shit in the ring.
Yeah.
So
He was doing some really flippity fly. And I'm like, okay, I see the potential. You're no longer a lackey.
yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, we're on to AEW Collision, which happened last night, ladies and gentlemen. AEW Collision 79 on the first. Roosh defeated Max Caster. Hook and Samoa Joe defeated the patriarchy of Kit Sabian and Nick Wayne. The Learning Tree, boo. Chris Jericho and Brian Keith defeated the Outrunners of Truth Magnum and Torbert Floyd. Mid South tag teamed a street fight. It was FTR defeating the Death Riders. Megan Bain defeated Hina
Hera.
Hera. I don't never want to mess up with this. If I can get the first name right, the last name I always mess up. Holly Cameron defeats Taya Valkyrie in an AEW Tag Team Title Three-Way match. Daniel Garcia defeated Kyle O'Reilly and Lee Moriarty. J News, did you see this and what did you think?
I was actually watching this um, prior to us getting on for the live stream, and then I had to stop watching because I was talking to my brother-in-law on the phone. But from of what I saw, good, good, good re-debut for Roosh as he beat the crap out of Max Caster. That storyline, I have a feeling as to where it's going. Max Caster in his transition to finding himself. Hook and Samoa Joe looked good against the Patriarchy, even though the Patriarchy, after the win, beat down Hook and Samoa Joe. So that's going to continue going, that particular storyline there. The Learning Tree versus the Outrunners thing, wasn't much for it, really. What we saw was after the match was over, Big Bill was doing the beatdown on the Outrunners, and then it took a little bit of time, and then we essentially got the re-debut yet again of Bandito coming out for the save for the Outrunners. So it seems like Bandito is going to be on Collision a little bit more. He is now cleared for takeoff as he has cleared concussion protocols. The Mid South Tag Team Street Fight, which had FTR defeat the Death Riders, was a little confusing for me. Not the match itself, but what happened post match. Really, it seems like they don't necessarily have a fixed direction as to where they're going with the Death Riders. The Death Riders movement, the storyline, or whatever have you. I've been trying to. I've been one of the people online, one of the talking heads that has not shitted on the Death Riders storyline because I've been trying to give it time and give it time and give it time. And every time they turn around and do something, and I feel like they're finally about to turn it around and put it in the right direction, they do something dumb. What did they do that was dumb in this particular instance? To finish the match, for one, they had a spot where Moxley was down and so was Yuta, right? In comes in Marina Shafir, and instead of Marina doing her specific job, her role to protect John Moxley, she jumps on top of Dax. Dax then, to try to not do anything, she's a woman. He didn't want to necessarily do anything too crazy, but he does the crazy thing anyways, and he goes to try to take her off her back through a table, right? And that was the first part of it. And then when the match was over, basically, they, as in the faces, the good guys in this particular instance, FTR and also Cope, aka Adam Copeland, and we also saw Switchblade Jay White come out after the match was over and things of that nature. They went gangland execution style off on John Moxley, everybody hitting their finishers on John Moxley except for Jay White, because they, as in the Death Riders, were able to get John Moxley out of there in time after that. This doesn't lead to credibility for the storyline. The reason as to why I say this is the Death Riders as a unit, the overall team, has continuously lost matches. Outside of Castagnoli beating Jeff Jarrett, everyone else has lost matches in recent times. And even with Claudio winning over Jeff Jarrett, it wasn't a believable win because Claudio Castagnoli, of all people, needed help to defeat a 57-year-old Jeff Jarrett. It doesn't lend any credence to the storyline at all. It just seems like it's all over the place. And for all intents and purposes, Marina Shafir, not even for this particular match here, getting involved in the match and not necessarily shielding Mox, but just jumping on Dax and getting put through a table, made Marina Shafir look weak. And that, to me, just overall really put the kibosh on this story for me. I can't sit here and defend it or wait for things to get turned around anymore. And I hope that they're able to kill this storyline off sooner rather than later. The
No,
booking,
it's gonna be about another 2 months of this.
the booking of the storyline has not gone accordingly to what the storyline was supposed to, and this doesn't really give me it doesn't lead me to lean positively towards this storyline at all. So I wanted to get
When is the actual next AEW pay per view?
Revolution, which I think is on the first weekend in March,
Okay,
and then there's Dynasty in April.
so I
So
think Revolution will lead up to like they'll do like an angle at Revolution. Then so you got about 2-3 more months, J News.
now I doubt that heavily, but we'll see where it goes.
You know, like, Tony Khan once he put his foot down, he
Yeah,
likes to
nah, he's got to stop the madness, man. He's got to stop the madness.
he's not
He's got to stop the madness.
he's in gratitude to John for saving his butt so many
No, no,
times.
look, for all intents and purposes, I appreciate everything John Moxley has done for AEW, but this storyline's not working. And the way that it's being booked, because this stuff always has to go through TK for final say, is beyond me, and I don't necessarily know what sense any of this stuff makes. They try to position the Death Riders very strongly on Dynamite. They did the up close or the close up interview with Renee. I thought the interview went well. Then to turn around and not have the Death Riders on Dynamite to finish the show or do anything of just cause, and then have them on Collision and get the king or the leader of your faction get the crap beat out of them by the good guys, quote unquote, here. Just it doesn't lead to anything positive right now. You're supposed to be a team or a faction of people trying to do and execute a hostile takeover, and it feels everything but that. Um, Wash that positive out of Collision. We had a sit down talk with Ricochet and Renee Paquette. Renee, Ricochet, 2 minutes. Ricochet, believable promo, good promo. Swerve comes in, tells Renee, get the hell up off that seat, girl. I got something to say. Swerve says his piece. They go back and forth. Excellent segment for the two of them. Further character development for Ricochet, and Swerve still looks like $1,000,000. Nothing bad there. Harley Cameron, my girl, all the talent in the world, entertaining as hell. Keep it going. Megan Bain finally makes her debut on Collision. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. When you sign a contract with AEW, initially, initially, if you're a new person to the scene, they give you a 3-year deal, right? Megan Bain's been signed for over a year to AEW, and she just got her all elite.
I've been enjoying her in GCW. Y'all can let her stay in over there. Y'all can let her stay over there with her
Listen,
boyfriend.
man,
She was
Megan,
the nemesis over there. Let her get her boyfriend get together.
the the
Have a
the,
good time.
the Mega Sis is a good talent. I've never heard her cut a promo before, so that's going to be the last piece of it.
Oh
But
no,
the
you don't
present
want.
the presentation is on point, and the in ring is on point. We'll see as to how the talking on.
Last time I saw her cut a promo, this is how it went, Jenna. And you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna beat you. And I was like, just stay silent and strong. Just stay silent and strong.
That works for some people. Need to understand that that works. Not everything needs to be done on the goddamn microphone, man. Just sell the aura, sell the energy, sell the presentation, and don't let her be on the fucking microphone. And that's it. Just sell that.
That
Sell that.
she
um
comes out like a mighty one. It's again going back to my dislike for Warlow. That man is fine. I mean, fine. He used to be fine. I don't know, after the haircut, he jacked it up. And he came out one day and was like, MJF, I'm gonna beat you. And I was like, wait a minute, there gotta be an epiphany. He gonna come back out, he gonna fix this, he gonna fix this. The second time it was like, MJF, you thought you got me. But and I'm looking at him, I'm like, please don't ever give him a microphone anymore. Every time we go through this, it sounds like, listen, I'm gonna try to say it in the most Christian way because I know 10 is in. Okay. If you have a river and it's flowing, and then all of a sudden something speaks to the river and it stops, dries up, that's Warlow.
that's interesting. That's interesting.
That if y'all know, y'all following with me, you know what I'm trying to insinuate. It was going good. I mean, a lot of these wrestling fans, ladies out there, I've watched a lot of podcasts, ladies are swooning, oh boy, no. And then it stopped once he opened his mouth. And it's like, you're very educated. Also, another person that happened to, I can't forget his name. He used to eat food on being the elite. He was in the Dark Order. He had to put the mask on.
Oh, 10.
Yeah, it was it 10?
Preston Vance.
Yes.
uh,
I know him as Perseverance. But he just was like, fine. Every woman, he had this specific segment because it was slow motion and they slowed his voice down where he sounded like he would talk in slow motion. Okay, they built him up. Ladies were literally in the crowd with, they wanted to see this man. They let him hold the microphone, and he's like, "Yeah, and I'm like, "Sir, pack it up. I don't want to see you no more."
yeah, I think what we need to nail down, and this is a conversation we need to have right now, Dolores, is that you don't like giving people a chance.
I gave him a
So
chance.
what we gonna do? So what we gonna do?
I
What we
gave
gonna
him a
do now?
chance.
What we gonna do now? Right? What we gonna do
I
now?
gave him a chance.
No,
I
no,
give
no.
you
You didn't
three
give him a chance.
chances.
No, no,
Three
no.
strikes and you out with
You didn't
me.
give him a chance. You
I
let the
gave
man
him a
talk
chance.
once and it was over. No, 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 no,
Listen,
no. We ain't gonna do that here. That's not going.
listen,
That's
J
not what's
News,
gonna
the
happen.
best way to describe it is
That's not what's
with
gonna happen.
top wrestling characters,
No.
whether man or
AEW,
woman, you want
AEW is
them
not
to
the
strike a chord on the
WWE.
inside. What if Jada Park? But no, I can't use Jada Park or Bailey or
Can't
them.
use her.
Yeah, I can't use them because they first of all they do speak well, and second of all, I think with men, it don't matter what you say, it's how you look. For us women, you gotta at least get strike an emotion. Talk to
No,
us.
and you
You
got
can't do that.
a lot of the talent on AEW. They haven't gone through a system. They didn't practice any of this. They're learning on the fly. So as long as that's
But he still hasn't gotten any better. President Vance hasn't gotten any better. Warlord hasn't gotten any better. They are still dry as all just they are a drying factor. They
right,
are a dryer.
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
When's the last time you seen Wardlow press advance on TV?
I saw Preston Vance on was it an ROH show?
No, no, no. I said TV. I
Oh,
said
no,
television.
no, it's been a long time.
Right, right, right.
Been a long
What?
time.
No, so in general, forget wrestling. Forget wrestling a minute. In general, in order to be good at something, what do you need to do?
You need to practice.
Oh, hell to the yes. You need
Practice, but you can practice at home in the mirror. How
no.
you think
It's not the
actors
same
practice? They
thing.
practice.
It's not the same thing, Dolores. They're in front of
Talking. You can
crowd.
practice talking.
You can't practice in front of a mirror to an audience of one when you have to
I'm gonna
project
I'm
to an
gonna
audience
connect.
of 5,000.
I'm gonna connect to somebody who I recently had a conversation with that might be helping or not helping. And it was that I struck a chord with them during this interview session I had with Tampa when I got over 300 or whatever. I was teaching Canva and I said to everybody, I have anxiety, I'm shy. I don't like this.
Mhm.
But they were like, shocker, we didn't know that. And I'm like, listen, because I have practiced and controlled myself enough where I can do this. I could be, and Jay News has been accustomed to it, almost half up out of here, almost to the upper room sick, and been on here and don't nothing look wrong. Because I have learned to accustom to practice. This is what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm gonna do it. This is what we're gonna I can't imagine as a wrestler, you know you're going on TV and you not practice. Like you're not at not with home. And a lot of people are dating people. Again, back to the same thing. Some of these people are dating people who have charisma. Try to work on that at home.
Yeah, but you can't, like I said, to the point I was trying to make to you before, Dolores, you can't work your charisma or practice your charisma to an audience of one. It's gotta be, you gotta go out there and sink or swim, and you learn trial by fire. It's gonna be one of those things where if you sink it, the first 6 or 7 times you're out there, you're gonna eventually
Listen,
find and
but
learn the
some things
lessons.
do hit for people in a weird way. I think I explained it yesterday. My love affair for Brandy after them two bad promos was just I fell in love with her. First of all, because she said some things that you shouldn't say,
Mm,
but I totally would have said. And so it stuck with me. Those are the type of things I could be like, okay, you're not a great promo, but you had at least one, two good lines in it. Or you might have said something that was funny or did something that was funny. Or something I can relate to. None of these people have like that I mentioned are like that's the only thing I can say I like about Jeff Jarrett and Jericho.
mm,
They not Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett to me has stuck with the same character all his life.
yeah,
He did nothing no different. Jericho, on the other hand, he would at least flip it the script. Okay, this ain't working for me. I'm out here talking, it ain't working. I'm gonna try something else, and I might have to tweak it a little bit week by week. But the more you try to come out and you're more like a robot repeatedly, the more it's not connecting to the fans, especially the ideal for me, what I take away from some of these characters,
mm,
are that women want you, men want to be you. And
mm,
if I feel like I'm not going to get anything, hey, Francesca, if I'm not getting anything from that, I don't. as a woman, I can tell you, Warlow didn't do it like he was doing it before when he opened his mouth. Then as a man, you like, well, he ain't got no game and he losing. Why would I be invested in him? It makes him look bad. So that's something that AEW does need an infrastructure when it comes to that. But also they have an opportunity where they tell people you can reach out for help. So if you're not reaching to those for help and you see it's not working, you see people online talking about you. You see me and Jay News sometimes, but me mostly, when you get up on the microphone, I'm like on the live go, oh, why is he talking? Can somebody take the microphone? Is this over with? Can we stop? And then you let him have a 2-3 minute segment when he talking. That that also falls on Tony.
Yeah, look, it falls on Tony, but it also a lot of, more times than not. At the end of the day, when it comes to the talent on the microphone, it falls on the talent, right? Because they don't, by majority, they don't have scripts at AEW. They do stuff. They have an outline of what it is they want to talk about, how they want to present it, and they go out there and present it. When it comes to the particular talents that you're talking about, guys like Wardlow and who else did you mention?
Preston Vance.
Preston Vance and stuff like that or whatever. These guys were they're new to that.
Really, you the you
They're new to that, right? But hold
yeah.
on a second. Hold on a second. Dolores, there's a huge difference between where Wheeler Yuta is now and where he was when he first got there. What is the huge difference? No, you're on
Okay.
mute.
So listen, this is the thing about Willa Yuta. He still gets on my nerves when it comes to talking. Because it's more like, yeah. And I'm like, come on. I need some kind of excitement or anger or something in your voice. You just look monotone from beginning to end. You almost look like the kid who was brought to the party and shouldn't have been there.
Mhm. But in recent times, Wheeler Yuta's become more of a believable character than the opportunities that Preston Vance and Wardlow have gotten. Why? Because Wheeler continues to practice the craft and do things in front of guys who are way more veteran than him that can help him with what's been with his skill set in that regard.
I think the strong silence hype should work. For those
Not
who might feel like I'm being a little discriminatory, I will say Camille is the same way. She shouldn't talk.
It's tough because a lot of people, not me, not being one of them, a lot of folks on the internet were very excited when she got signed to AEW because folks really loved how she presented herself on NWA.
I
And
loved her. Listen, this is the difference, and I'm gonna break it down why. I loved her on NWA. Nick Aldis and her were like jail. Okay, the character was she was kind of like a silent assassin for him,
no, I remember. Yeah.
and she made things happen for him. She had few segments where she talked, but it was in a short period of time, so you really didn't get a chance to know that if she could or she couldn't talk.
Mhm.
And when she did talk for long periods of time, Nick was almost her coach there. So
Mm.
I initially thought it would have been better for her to go to WWE where Nick could be, because after Nick left, she went nose down, bow. You know, she was doing not so good. So I was like, at a certain point, I thought that was a better pairing because he seemed to work with her, and when he was with her and in the same company as her, he kind of could coach and write and go through things with her. I think AEW is a good company if you are off the fly. If you like Swerve, who can come up with something, or MJF, you can do those types of things. But if that's not your lane, and I hate to say it because I love her, Mercedes is showing us that sometimes freestyling don't work.
I don't agree.
I think Mercedes and her freestyling sometimes is like,
She doesn't.
what?
She started freestyling recently.
Yeah.
Everything else that she did before was all that written stuff from
No,
Pepper.
I'm talking about WWE was written, but AEW, she's been doing some like freestyling
The free
stuff.
the freestyling. So this is one of those. This is one of those times where I'll agree to disagree with you because I
Yeah,
think lately she's been much better than
yeah,
what she was when she first got there because
yeah,
she was overly scripted when she first got to AEW.
yeah. She
Um,
was.
So yeah,
This lady she brought in initially was like, okay, we're back to the shenanigans of it all. And
okay.
and I think at a certain point it's okay to give people some of the things they want, but some of the things after you see it's not working, you need to either change it or get rid of it. And
Mhm.
Tony holds on to it. It's like that broken toy you've had since 1965 and you done been through every little bit and it's got one arm left and you still holding on to it. Don't do that. Let it go. That's why I say I I hate to say it. He's gonna wait 2 to 3 months before he even puts a dent to end this.
I hope that he doesn't. I hope that he understands and he realizes that regardless of how the fan base feels, sit down and make sense of what it is that you've booked in comparison to what it is that's been said, and tell me if it makes sense from a
I'm just
storyline perspective. Tell me if
I'm
it
just
makes sense.
I'm just gonna say to you to people, um, I can't even make a sense of some of the football aspects and things he does, why he does it. So I can't tell. I think this is an enjoyment for him. He's just now. I think this year, in the last year, this year, he's waking up to this is a business. This ain't a friendship party.
No, but look, at the end of the day, the business part of AEW, he's actually handled very well. Now, the booking portion of it is another story altogether. The storyline portion of it is another thing altogether. I was actually having this conversation with my boy on the phone beforehand, before we did our pre-prod stuff, and stuff just isn't connecting. A lot of what's going on with AEW is very disconnected right now, and they need to rein everything in, re-strategize, create a better outline, and go from there. Take everything.
I think what happens was, and I can pinpoint the time around the time the EVPs got everything taken away. That's when it started going downhill, because you had a company built by people who were fans than professional wrestlers who wanted better for, and they have been through, especially Cody, been through the system. They know the system. They know how to, what to get advertised, what to get booking. They know all these things, and they know what to look for storyline wise and all those things. But then you take that away, and you don't get any answers to things, and we don't get no definite answers. Like, is Brian Danielson gonna come back and avenge, you know, John Moxley? We also left off with once Hangman got injured, not Hangman. Once Kenny got injured, we did that storyline where Hangman took the title, and the Bucks were okay with letting him buckshot lariat Kenny, and we didn't ever have no ending. But on BTE, that was run by the Bucks, they were hinting at this story that one day Kenny was gonna find out that they allowed this to happen, and it was running every week. So it's like, why can't we do these type of storylines on camera? Why is this on being the elite?
At the end of the day, it's like I was saying before. There's a disconnect between what the thought process and the creative process is and what is being executed on TV. The execution on TV, as of recently, when it comes to specific storylines, not all of them, have been have been very disconnected, and some of them don't make sense.
Yeah,
Uh, they're doing good stuff with Swerve and Ricochet. I feel like they're doing their damnedest to make what happened in their history between Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale mean something. So hopefully that continues to do well.
and they
Uh,
need a better women's division overall.
they have talent. They have talent. They just need to be able to spotlight the right ones. I think where Mercedes is going now, in contrast to where they have Harley Cameron, is entertaining. So that's a different um, flavor for them. So that's something that they can tap into.
Yeah.
Um, and then and I think they have good individual pieces when it comes to certain things, but
Yeah.
not everything gels together. They need to work better on gelling the whole of AEW.
Storylines, the reason why things are,
Mhm.
I think they should have gave it a little bit more time before Tony Storm even came back to Tony Storm, the timeless Tony Storm. But it's just like
Yeah, their
even
timing is off. Their timing is
yeah,
completely off when it comes to executing stuff. They don't know how to execute things well. I'm with you. I completely agree with you there, Dolores. When it comes to the timeless Tony Storm character, um, you're 4.5 weeks out of that event, and you make her become timeless Tony 4.5 weeks out. What are we gonna get within that 4 weeks? We just did two shows. You had her the champion make a cut a promo on Wednesday. They have the challenger cut a promo on Saturday. Now the challenger is going to be in a match on Wednesday with a completely different competitor with the champion who's going to be on commentary. Are we telling the smart wrestling fan that the champion is going to interfere in this match? More than likely, at the end of the day.
you could have broken up the story where
Exactly.
she doesn't remember to like she one day just walks in the hall and accidentally calls somebody by their name like, oh hey, so like you remember how she's like fanned over Mark Briscoe?
Yeah.
It would have been funny if the like last week or this week she would have been like, hey Mark, how you doing? And he'd be like, you didn't know me a week ago. You said you was my biggest fan, and now you act like we homeboy and homegirl. Like, what is this? And it's like she slowly is like gaining little bit of memory, and then ends up saying, "Okay, this is my greatest act." Like right before the pay-per-view, that would have been more fun because then you get to figure out, okay, well we already know, but figure out if she's playing.
Right.
Is she real? Is this something that happens? Or like Tony has done weird stuff. You could have had somebody try to explain why she's flicking in and out.
Yeah,
You could
I
just
think the timing of it all, to finish my point, the timing of it all is off. I think if they would have probably done it 2 weeks out from, 2 weeks out from the event at Grand Slam Australia, probably would have been better suited for this instead of 4 weeks out. I don't know what else you have to build to at this point. You've already re-debuted Timeless Tony. That was the pop of the entire angle. So now we have another 3 weeks to go for just interactions at this point. It's like it just does that. The timing of it all just doesn't make sense.
yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah. If you're looking at somebody, they just disappeared because of me. TNA wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. TNA wrestling took place on the 30th on Access TV. It was TNA Impact 1071. Cora J defeated
High
Hana
end.
Hyen. See, Jay News knows those good words. Brian Myers defeated Leon Slater. Mustafa Ali defeated Laredo Kid. Eric Young and Josh Alexander versus the Northern Armory ended in a no contest. Wes Lee defeated Ace Austin. Nick Nemeth and Ryan Nemeth defeated First Class of AJ Francis and Casey Navarro. Jay News, did you see any of this?
All I can say about TNA this week is congrats to Mustafa Ali on getting a new TNA contract. One. Secondarily, Eric Young, you bastard. You turned on Josh Alexander. Why? I don't know why. It doesn't matter to me. Wesley versus Ace Austin should have been a better match than what it was. And that's all I have to say about that. And it seems like Nick and Ryan Nemeth are probably going to go after the TNA Tag Team Championships. Finally. So outside of that, that's all I got.
Also, I appreciate that I've not have to see that woman on my weekly shows so far.
She
So
was on TV this week.
now I'm saying, listen,
She was on TV.
she was on TV, but she wasn't on this TV. Okay, that's all that matters. When I look up and she ain't on this TV, because listen, TNA, I can review you, but I ain't got to see a word of
Sure.
this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I understand. I understand.
Listen, that's the wonderful, powerful of the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, GCW, ladies and gentlemen. GCW, GCW. It was GCW up all night. Listen, what you doing up all night? On the 31st, the GCW Tag team title three-way match, the Garbage Daddies of Alex Price and Cole Radrick defeated the Rejects and Bang and Matthews. For the GCW title match, Masha Slamovich defeated Myra Reed. Mance Warner defeated Too Tough Tony. The Cougar brothers of Atticus Cougar and Otis Cougar defeated Genesis of Joey Janela and Megan Bain. Shane Mercier defeated Rachel Armstrong. Gringo Loco defeated Calvin Tankman. Listen, them two big meaty men slapping meat. They was out there just taking it on. And listen, I was like, okay, y'all gonna they quick too. Calvin Tankman is a big, fast, quick man. Okay. I don't want to see that man in the dark alley. Gringo Loco, I might got a chance with you because you got no braids. I could take you out. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're on to Wrestling Revolver. Wrestling Revolver had the show Square Game. Let's go. Going over. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Square Game was on the 31st too. It was on Triller TV. Gringo Loco defeated Jake Christ. First Class defeated Alpha Sigma Sigma. If you don't know what that means, take the word first letter of Alpha Sigma, and that'll be the word because generally that's why they lose. And Masha Slamovich defeated Ace Austin. Tommy Dreamer, yes, Tommy Dreamer, ECW, defeated Damian Chambers. We had for the PWR remix title scramble match. Crash Jackson defeated Brandon Lee, Dark Pledge, Dex Loyal, Jeffrey John, and Leon Ruff. And yes, Steve Macklin defeated Paul Walter Hauser. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that Paul Walter Hauser. Yes, movies, Paul Walter Hauser. He out here wrestling his good old life. For the Revolver title match, Myron Reed defeated Trey Miguel. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about
So
to
wait a
enjoy
minute.
it.
Hold on a second here. Hold on a second here. So you mean to tell me Killer Kelly flanked Steve Macklin?
Yeah, they're part of the group Red.
Okay, I was about to say, wait a minute, Killer Kelly, your baby daddy was in the next match. What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
She she she's always I forgot who all in Red. Steve Macklin, Killer Kelly. I think it's I don't forgot who else it is. Uh, their group called Red.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shouts to Paul Walter Hauser, man. Shouts to Paul Walter Hauser.
He out here giving it up. I'm like, you listen, save your body for the long haul. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go into New Japan Pro Wrestling and the great stylings. I know y'all didn't come to see me. Y'all came to hear Jay do.
Road 2, New Beginning continues this week as we had at New Japan Pro Wrestling on the 30th. And we had Daiki Nagaya, Masatori Yasuda, the Young Lions go to a tie limit draw. TMDK's Harley Jackson and Ryohei Oiwa defeated Katsura Murashima and Yoshihashi. El Phantasmo, Jado, Shota Umino, Togi, and Togi Makabe defeated United Empire members Francisco Akira, Great Khan, Jacob Austin Young, and Jeff Cobb. Bullet Club War Dogs, Sonata, and Taiji Ishimori defeated Just Four Guys, Tai Chi, and Taka Michinoku. Rosingo Banabaza Hapon, Hiromu Takahashi, and Tetsuya Naito defeated Tomaki Hama and Tomohiro Ishii. Bullet Club War Dogs, Clark Connors, Jilla Maloney, and Gabe Kidd defeated Los Ingo Banabaza Hapon's Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Yota Tsuji. And then for the never open weight six-man tag team titles, we had House of Torture members Ren Narita Show and Yujiro Takahashi defeat the Bebop tag team of Hiroshi Tanahashi and Toriano along with Oleg Bolton, and there was a title change for the never open weight six-man tag team championships. Going on to the 31st, more Road to New Beginning. House of Tortures members Ren Narita Show, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Yujiro Takahashi defeated Daiki Nagai, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Masatori Yoshida, and Oleg Bolton. Los Ingo Banabaza Hapon, Hiromu Takahashi, and Tetsuya Naito defeated Katsura Murashima and Tomohiro Ishii. Shota Umino and Togi Makabe defeated United Empire members Great Khan and Jacob Austin Young. United Empire members Francisco Akira and Jeff Cobb defeated El Phantasmo and Jado. Bullet Club War Dog members Clark Connors and Sonata defeated Just Four Guys, Tai Chi, and Taka Michinoku. Bullet Club War Dog members Drilla Maloney, Gabe Kidd, and Taiji Ishimori defeated Los Ingo Banabaza Hapon. Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Yota Tsuji. Chaos members Hiroki Goto, Yo, and Yoshihashi, along with El Desperado and Tomoaki Hanma, defeated TMDK members Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. Those were the shows there. I wanted to give a bit of New Japan bits of news. Over the weekend on the 31st of January, as a matter of fact, a couple of New Japan talent contracts expired. Specifically speaking about Bullet Club War Dog Head, aka the leader, David Finley. His contract expired on the 31st of January, and also the I forget if he calls himself the leader or the president. I forget of the United Empire, the team captain, um, TJP. His contract also expired on the 31st as well. That there haven't been any talks of any re-signing of him as of late. Same thing when it comes to young up and coming star Kevin Knight has also his contract also expired on the 31st of January. So we don't necessarily know as to what the futures of those three gentlemen will go. And I will mention this last person because I'm not too sure if it's storyline or not. But it also seems that leader of the House of Torture, Evil, is no longer with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yet again, I don't necessarily know if it's storyline. New Japan Pro Wrestling isn't necessarily known for their kayfabe bits of storyline. And it does seem like Evil has left the company. If it's all storyline, cool. If it's not, like I said, I'm not used to New Japan doing this sort of thing. We'll see where Evil ends up, because it's just surprising to hear and know that Evil, for whatever reason,
Where did
is
he go with his wife?
I don't necessarily know if they've been together any in recent years. If I'm mistaken, I'm not sure they even got married. I thought that they broke up many years ago. So I'm not sure what that's about per se. Um, so yeah, it is what it is in in that estimation. And if David and specifically, I will say this here because I won't be on True Heel Heat up until the preview and review for the new beginning in Osaka. It's not an "I told you so" moment until he signs his name on the dotted line. Uh, David Finley, that is. If the rumors are true, um, I'm gonna have a lot to say about David Finley and his exit from New Japan. I understand business is business, and I also understand everybody should have the opportunity and the capabilities to be able to earn themselves more money and put themselves on bigger platforms. But from a wrestling perspective, from a storyline perspective, I've got an issue if what I'm hearing is true. So stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned. So we've ended the New Japan bit, or yeah, no, where were we? Yeah, we also had another show on the first, which was yesterday. House of Torture members Ren Narita, Sho Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Yujiro Takahashi go defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi, Katsuyori Murashima, Masatori Yasuda, and Oleg Bolton. Another quick bit of NJPW news. It seems like Hiroshi Tanahashi is going to have a one-on-one matchup at Osaka, I believe, against Togi Makabe. Not me personally speaking, not a fan of that because I've never been a fan of Makabe, but that's what we're going to see as per one of the retirement matches for Tanahashi going forward. Los Ingobernables de Japón, Hiroshi Takahashi and Tetsuya Naito defeat Daiki Nagai and Tomohiro Ishii. Shota Umino and Togi Makabe defeated United Empire members Great Khan and Jacob Austin Young. United Empire members Francisco Akira and Jeff Cobb defeated El Fantasma Manjaro. Bullet Club War Dog members Sonata and Taiji Ishimori defeated just four guys, Taichi and Takamichinoku. Bullet Club Board Dog members Clark Connors, Drilla Maloney, and Gabe Kidd defeated Los Ingobernables de Japón, Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Yota Tsuji. And then TMDK's Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, Ray Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. defeat Chaos members Hiroki Goto, Yo, and Yoshihashi, along with El Desperado and Tomoaki Hanma. On to the previews.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the previews. Yes, my voice is leaving me.
More of the New Japan stylings for next week. More Road 2 shows. So we will have shows on the 3rd, which is tomorrow morning or later on in the morning here. Shomakato versus Katsura Murashima. Hiroshi Tanahashi will go one on one against the other young lion, Daiki Nagai. Master Wato, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Shota Umino will go up against United Empire members Francisco Akira, the Great Okan, and Jacob Austin Young. Great Bash Heel, Toki Makabe, and Tomoaki Hanma will go up against Los Ingo de Japón, Hiromu Takahashi, and Tetsuya Naito. Just for guys, Taichi and Takumi Shinoku will go up against Bullet Club War Dog members Clark Connors and Sonata. Los Ingo de Japón, Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Yota Tsuji will go up against Bullet Club War Dog members Drilla Maloney, Gabe Kidd, and Taiji Ishimori. And then we have Chaos members Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii, Yo, and Yoshihashi, along with El Desperado, go up against TMDK members Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. And then for the NJPW World Television title, we will have El Phantasmo, the champion, go one-on-one against Jeff Cobb as the main event to that show. Then on the 4th, we'll have Hiroshi Tanahashi and Katsura Murashima go up against Shomakato and Togi Makabe. El Phantasmo and Jado, along with Master Wato and Tomoaki Hama, will go up against United Empires, Francisco Akira, Great Okan, Jacob Austin Young, and Jeff Cobb. Oleg Bolton and Tomoaki Hama will go up against Lucian Goban and Namaste Japón, Hiromu Takahashi and Tetsuya Naito. Just 4 guys, Taiki and Takumi Shinoku, will go up against Bullet Club War Dog members Sonata and Taiji Ishimori. Los Ingo Namaste Japón, Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Yota Tsuji will go up against Bullet Club War Dog members Clark Connors, Maloney, and Gabe Kidd. Chaos members Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii, Yo, and Yoshihashi will go up against TMDK's Hartley Jackson, Robbie Eagles, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. And then we will have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title match to be the main event for this show. El Desperado, the champion, will go one-on-one against Kosei Fujita of TMDK. On to the 6th, we will have the Young Lions, Katsuya Murashima and Daiki Nagai, go one-on-one. Shomakato and Tomohiro Ishii will go up against Los Ingo Banabas Japón's Hiromu Takahashi and Tetsuya Naito. El Phantasmo, Jado, Master Wato, and Shota Umino will go up against United Empire members Francesco Akira, Great Okan, Jacob Austin Young, and Jeff Cobb. Hiroshi Tanahashi, Oleg Bolton, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Togi Makabe will go up against House of Torture members Ren Narita, Sho, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Yujiro Takahashi. Just 4 guys, Taichi and Takumi Shinoku, will go up against Bullet Club War Dog members Clark Connors and Sonata. Los Ingo Banabas Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Yota Tsuji will go up against Bullet Club War Dogs, Drilla Maloney, Gabe Kidd, and Taiji Ishimori. And then Chaos members Hiroki Goto, Yo, and Yoshihashi, along with El Desperado and Tomoaki Hama, will go up against TMDK members Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. On the 7th, we'll have the Young Lions, Shomakato and Daiki Nagai go one-on-one. Katsuya Murashima and Tomohiro Ishii will face off against Los Ingo Banabas Japón. Hiromu Takahashi and Tetsuya Naito. El Phantasmo, Jado, Master Wato, and Shota Umino will go up against United Empire members Francesco Akira, Great Okan, Jacob Austin Young, and Jeff Cobb. Hiroshi Tanahashi, Oleg Bolton, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Toki Makabe will go up against House of Torture members Ren Narita, Sho, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Yujiro Takahashi. We will have just 4 guys, Taichi and Takumi Shinoku, go up against Bullet Club War Dog members Sonata and Taiji Ishimori. Los Ingo Banabas Japón, Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Yota Tsuji will go up against Bullet Club War Dog members Clark Connors, Zilla Maloney, and Gabe Kidd. And then we will have Chaos members Hiroki Goto, Yo, and Yoshihashi, along with El Desperado and Tommy Akiyama, go up against TMDK members Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. On to the 5.
Yes, the 5, ladies and gentlemen. It's the 108th-year anniversary of the 5. Oh, we just gonna do that? We gonna do me like this? Okay. Oh yeah, they didn't have anything listed. So we're on to MLW. MLW Super Fight 6. Ladies and gentlemen, on MLW Super Fight 6, we have, why did it go off? Oh, it went off of me. Uh we have Janai Kai versus Mila Moore. We have, this is J News whole section. J News.
Esfinge and Templario versus Máscara Dorada and Místico.
Yes. Kenta versus Kevin Knight. We have a honey trap match. Paul London versus Brett Ryan Gosselin. We have Donovan Dijak versus Tom Lawler. And for the MLW World Heavyweight Title 3-way match, Matt Riddle, Boo, versus Satoshi.
Satoshi Kojima.
See, I know the Kojima part. I see it's either one part of the name. I always mess up. Versus Alex Kane. Go Alex Kane. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of that. We're gonna go to J News.
Mhm. New Japan Pro Wrestling. There's more stuff to go. Road 2. On what day? On the 9th. Oh, geez, that's next Sunday. All right. So we'll have the Young Lions go 1-on-1 again. Katsuya Murashima versus Daiki Nagai. Sho Makato and Tomohiro Ishii versus Los Ingobernables Japón, Hiromu Takahashi and Tetsuya Naito. El Fantasmo, Jado, Master Wato, and Shota Umino versus United Empire members Francisco Hirogrado Khan, Jacob Austin Young, and Jeff Cobb. We then have Hiroshi Tanahashi, Oleg Bolton, Reyes Taguchi, and Togi Makabe go up against House of Torture members Ren Narita, Sho Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Yujiro Takahashi. Just four guys, Tai Chi and Taka Michinoku, will go up against Bullet Club War Dog members Clark Connors and Sanada. Los Ingobernables de Japón, Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Yoda Tsuji will go up against Bullet Club War Dog members Drilla Maloney, Gabe Kidd, and Taiji Ishimori. And then we have Chaos faction members Hiroki Goto, Yo, and Yoshihashi, along with El Desperado and Toma Aki Hanma, go up against TMDK's Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our review and preview for wrestling for the week. But we still got a spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. And you know who's the spotlight this week? J News. J News doesn't have a clue because it's my turn. It is Jay Uso. Listen, because who's been down with us, J News? Jay Uso, okay? Any man that is out here working as hard as he is, getting the crowd hype as he does, talking as much smack as he deserves to be the spotlight of the week. And he just won the Royal Rumble, okay? Unexpectedly. He pushed John Cena, as we said, John Cena's ball spot, right on out and won the Royal Rumble. And as you know, yeet is his thing. And as you know, when he comes out on Monday Night Raw, I'm just having a good time. I'm partying. And so I appreciate him because he's gotten in trouble before. He has redeemed himself with the company and put himself in a better predicament on his own, to where he is now the top dog and has won the Royal Rumble. Okay, because he's had some great matches for titles, great matches, periods, and feuds lately. Even the match he had against Roman, was it not a year ago? Was it a year ago? 2 years ago? Did he win against Roman? Uh,
I think it was just this past SummerSlam.
yeah, that was like gut wrenching, where he tried to save his brother. It's just like he's had good storylines and good like showings, and he deserves this because rarely do you see a tag team go individual and one person just does great. That's something that used to happen back in the day, but rarely do we see it now. Because like I think out of tag teams back then, when like him and Jimmy and the rest of the tag teams were going against it, I swore Montez Ford was going to be the one that steps out and could eventually just do it on his own. But to now
He's got,
see,
he's got time. He's got time.
yeah, I mean, he still got time, but I think he's kind of over it at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if he left the company, but because he feels like he's even talked about on in different interviews and on the show, like he feels like he's not getting a shot or a chance, and
I,
he's essentially Mr. Bianca Belair.
I oh, let me. I'm going to tiptoe around this and say about uh, is it Marquez Ford? Yes,
Montez,
Montez. Yes,
Montez.
Montez. To say this about Tez, I feel like he's doing those interviews in character. Dolores.
No, I would have said that, but
Mhm.
he's done a couple of them where he talks really heartfelt. And when they ask him the question like, "Where do you think you're gonna go?" He's like, "I don't know. I'm trying all my best to be on the top. I'm trying to get the shots that I deserve." And it's like, sir, you keep saying this, and you said this on the reality show. You said this so many times where I'm like, even Bianca on the reality show felt like she needed to step back a little bit for him to step into the light. And
Mhm.
even when it came to that chamber match when he did that dive, he
Mhm.
was like, I felt like I had to do something more grand to get, the higher ups to see me. At
But
that point,
that's usually what it is, though, Dolores.
yeah, but
Yeah.
he is making it very, very clear. he wants these opportunities. He feels like the street profits and him as an individual are getting screwed. And so now Triple H is somewhat taking that character and that ideal and that personal feeling and putting it as Jay Uso has said, I don't think I'm not getting the opportunity in the past. It said I don't think they see us as a tag team, they don't see us individually.
Mhm. But
And
he's
so,
you know he's worked his ass off. They both have. They
yeah,
all
because
have.
he even said that going back into the tunnel, he was like, y'all thought just because I was a tag team that that's all I'll ever be. And it's like, you feel that in your soul when you like, I'm
Yeah.
always attached to somebody. I couldn't imagine. That's just like, imagine me and you, J News, that everybody's like, oh, Delores and J News. There's no other. I don't want to see Delores if she's doing her own show. I don't want to see J News if he's doing his own show. I just want to see Delores and J News. That would kind of box us in where eventually, like some tag teams in the past, you look at your partner and you like, I don't even like you no more because I'm attached to you. I can't get away from you. Are we riding in the same car? We at the same hotel. We might be staying in the same room, and then I'm up here looking at you like, I just want something for me. I don't want to be the Usos. I want to be the Uso. Like that. That's it.
So and that's fair. I'm not trying to diminish anybody's train of thought and their feelings and stuff like that. Um, but I think just from a general conversational standpoint, I think that what the Young Bucks as a tag team have done in their career could be a blueprint for any team who just wants to stay a team. At the end of the day,
Yeah,
they've done it all from the winning championships perspective, but they keep them. They try to do their best to keep themselves relevant by putting themselves in positions and predicaments to create new storylines and new angles, and basically they reinvent themselves like a Chris Jericho in a sense. But back
yeah,
to Jey Uso, um it was a cool moment to see him come through Gorilla. That the post show footage that came out when his brother had the Jey Uso winner of the 2025 Royal Rumble T-shirt, and you also had his cousin there,
yeah.
not the tribal chief, but the Samoan werewolf, the one and only Jacob.
Tribal Chief had got stalked out real bad. He not used to doing hard work.
Jacob Fatu was there out of character, showing his cousin love. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So at the end of the day,
Trophy. I
uh,
need to clip that because J Dude never goes out of this character he got. Mr. Professional. That was out of character. And he done cussed a couple of times today. Listen, this is a rare J News. I need to find out what J News doing today.
I just want to say, as a longtime fan of professional wrestling, but as a human being and someone who's grown up in quote unquote an urban setting, right?
AKA the hood for those
The
who are
hood,
not
yeah, the hood,
melanated, may not
upper urban,
understand it.
whatever you want to call it. Jacob Fatu is one of us.
Yeah, he is.
He's one of us.
Listen, when Homeboy said
He
it
represents
speaks to
everybody.
me, he's
He's for
like,
the
I'm about to
culture.
beat y'all from coast to coast. On NBC, that's coast to coast. I said, listen,
He
that's me.
he he's so unique, not just in appearance and presentation, but
Yes.
like even his promo cadence. I was telling this to my boy on the phone. Shouts to Mike. Um, he cuts promos, and this like I said, this is for the culture. This is for people who know, but who for those of y'all who don't know, he cuts a promo in such a cadence that it reminds me of battle rap. If anyone's ever seen Smack DVDs from back in the day, or how rap battles are done nowadays and stuff like
Listen,
that, whatever the
if
case
you
is,
are not a hardcore Jacob fan, you would know that him and Zilla used to come out to hit him up.
right?
And he be rapping, he be getting in. I'm like, go ahead, like keep doing what you're doing. And I think they letting him become Triple H. If you watch a lot of the behind the scenes stuff,
Mhm.
is telling him be yourself,
Yeah,
but you have
amplify
to
that.
be controlled a little bit. Just like when they did the entrance with Tama Tonga, was like
Mhm.
he walking around, he's doing the little yeah yeah yeah.
Mhm.
But Jacob, you got to go crazy and then stop and stare into the camera
Mhm.
and make them feel scared. And it was
Yeah,
at a point where he did it, and I was like, "Yo,
yeah.
you
He's
just
he's so believable, and yet again, I say this because it has a lot to do with what Jay Uso has been able to do. Because this is what we've been seeing from Jay Uso, the yeet and everything else in between. That's him. He's silly. He's a jokester. He's
he
light.
said Lil Wayne was ugly," and I said,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like this is them. You know what I'm saying? Like that culture, the culture I speak about, isn't their ethnicity. It's not where their families come from. It's where we come from. It's where we congregate. These hoods, these ghettos, these communities, whatever you want to call them.
"Yeah,
He represents that on such a large scale now because of the platform that he's on. So when you hear it and you see his fellow co-workers like just bigging him up online, like
they really gave him all the love he deserves."
you know, to Jay Uso, everybody. I don't know how many times I saw WWE talent in the last 24 hours just tweet the word yeet and stuff like that. Right? That's like, yeah, because they get it. They understand. Like the work is the work. The proof is in the pudding. At the end of the day, so I wanted to say shouts to Jay Uso. Um, I wanted to say I just perfect spotlight. I would have also chosen Jacob Fatu for a spotlight for the week myself,
Yeah.
because those boys killed it this week, man. And not for nothing, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's so much meat left on this quote
It
unquote
was
bloodline
it was
bone.
also fun to see because they put two clips came. Well, WWE did one clip, another clip I think Rikishi put out
Hmm,
where you could see Jimmy being emotional, giving him the shirt.
hmm.
But Gene, you also see the clip where Rikishi is sitting there with all the other legends, and he is nervous. And as Jay pushes John Cena off the rope, he's in shock, and everybody is screaming and looking at him like Buff Bagwell and like all of them are like screaming and hollering. He's just kind of like, what? What? He won. And all he could say was, that's my boy. That's my boy. And that's my boy. And it's like, you get to see a parent be proud, a brother be proud. You got to see a son be proud of his father.
Yeah,
Because
man.
if you ever watch the backstage things, when he faced Roman, them two times, his son was like, you gonna lose. That's gonna be heartbreaking. For your
It's
son say,
like I'll say, look, man. For all intents and purposes, Jace is like his dad. He likes to roast people at the end of the day, and that's who Jay Uso is. So his son is a reflection of who he is. So
yeah.
that's always pretty dope to see. Yeah, man. Shout out and congratulations to Jay Uso. I get it. This is all scripted. People know what's gonna happen. The people on the inside of the company know what's gonna happen beforehand. But when the fans get to experience it, it's something different. I've seen
It
a
was
lot.
drastic because from what I heard, and I didn't double check,
Hmm,
but Charlotte's post, they wrecked it. Dude, just down in the guns. His post of him winning has just exploded because people were so excited. And plus, we normally say we already know who wins. This is the
yeah.
first time we didn't see this coming.
No, yeah, I didn't see this coming. I didn't see this coming. I'll say this, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you saw this online. I know I did. There was actually a lot of negativity towards Jay winning the men's Royal Rumble, and I wasn't expecting that. Um,
Because people wanted John Cena to have his last run, and this is that. What was the purpose of it? Even if he won and got to WrestleMania, either we believed he was going to win and walk out on his sword, which is crazy to just win and then drop the title, or we thought he was going to lose. And then we're going to say, well, why did he have this spot when somebody in the company who's been working hard deserved it?
Valid point. I'll also say this on top of it. John Cena's been the face of the WWE for a long period of time, as in like the spokesperson. And literally, when it comes to the WWE, people see John Cena, they equate WWE to him. But he's also been a face in the WWE, meaning he's been the good guy, right? And what has the trope always been in professional wrestling? The face is always best when he's in the chase, not when he's actually the champion. So now that John Cena is going to have these opportunities to, obviously he failed here in the Royal Rumble, He's going to go into Elimination Chamber. We'll see if he wins there and stuff like that. And then he'll probably be in the Money in the Bank match because John has, I think it's like 35, 40 dates this year. He's going to wrestle to the end of the year. So depending as to whenever the WWE decides is going to be okay to put number 17 around John Cena's waist, we'll see that when it happens. But for Jey Uso, I think it'll be a big moment for him to be in the WrestleMania main event. Congrats to him on winning the Royal Rumble. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what will happen at WrestleMania. Um, and that's a good feeling for me
It's like you
because
gotta either this is the dynamic they going for.
mm,
You're going against a friend who helped you out, which
mm,
remember Cody got him back
right,
in,
mm,
or you're gonna go against somebody you haven't been able to beat.
right. And the underdog story is always the better story at
Yeah.
the end of the day. But the other side of the coin is if you're really gonna continue this bloodline thing forever and a day, wouldn't it be something?
But Cody's getting more vicious.
Right,
And
right,
it's
right.
like
That's that.
he's beginning to like we're friends because I don't know if you noticed, and this is what I pointed out to somebody.
Mm,
When he got on the table and he was doing all his posing
mm.
at the beginning, he told after he put Kevin Owens through the ladder and Sammy was screaming, "What? No, no, no." He looked at him and told him, "You did the right thing staying out of this. You should have stayed out of this." And that was at that point, it's like,
But,
okay.
but will we see Sami Zayn go one on one with Cody Rhodes? Are you? Is that what
Sammy
you
said,
saying?
see, that's the good thing about the men's Royal Rumble. It set it up where
Yeah, yeah.
Sammy
But
could
that's
be
that's
in
essentially
trouble with a lot of people
yeah.
because he deliberately this time kicked Seth in the face.
Mhm.
And Seth already told him, if you do it again, it's going to be trouble between the two of us.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he did it again.
They do it again.
And then he had the incident with Cody on Monday. So that's a problem that he could have a feud. Everybody kind of somehow intertwined each other over the past few weeks where you don't know who is going to fight who, when. And then once we kind of figure that out, it's going to be close to WrestleMania. And then that's when the real storytelling and things are going to be set in. It's either going to be like, are we going to have a Bloodline Cody thing again? Or are we going to have a Gunther? Like, is he going to be like, I've come so close each time to almost beating you that I'm going to have to choose you? That
Yeah,
kind of thing.
we'll see where it goes. And I feel like wrestling is best when you can't predict it. Uh, so I'm all for Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble and causing a little bit of a shakeup over there in the main event scene. And we're gonna see main event Jey Uso once again at WrestleMania, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Yes. So let's get over to the studio. Thank you for the spotlight. We're doing Jey Uso. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you, Unbiased. Thank you so much. She's over on the clock out supporting us, gifting, and um liking the live and sharing it out and doing all those things. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yesterday I was alive. I ain't seen nobody had gifted or was even over on the into the end of the line. That's how my brain was shattered yesterday. But we'll talk about that at the end of the day because I got some positive things. Okay, so as we all say, J News is going to go first. He is going to tell you about himself.
All right, folks. Yeah, if you're a first time watcher here at the Hit the Ropes podcast, I am your good brother Jay News, aka John L, your friendly neighborhood moviegoer. Uh, and I have my own movie review podcast on whatever podcast platform you listen to. So search up what you see on screen here, and you'll find me, and you'll listen to movie reviews on there. I also have them here on, or not here, but I also have them on the YouTube space as well, so you can check them out there. My YouTube channel will be getting more content in the coming weeks, so look out for that. You can always catch me here, right here on the Hit the Ropes podcast every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the lovely Delores, talking the week that was in professional wrestling. And depending as to whatever the New Japan Pro Wrestling schedule is, you can always catch me on True Heel Heat as well, where me, SP3, and Sanal chop down and break down everything that is New Japan Pro Wrestling. So we usually get around to doing previews and reviews when the mainline events happen. So probably within by the end of this week, um, we will have a preview up for New Beginning in Osaka, and then we'll have the review up once the Osaka show happens on the 11th of February. So stay tuned for that on True Heel Heat. And yeah, I also have written movie reviews. If you guys don't like the audio stuff or whatever the case is, I have written movie reviews on letterbox.com. Everything is on the QR code there in my link tree. You can check me out there. And for the last 6 or 7 years, to give you a brief recap, I have been a professional health and fitness coach. So if folks need any assistance, guidance, and or help with their fitness and overall nutritional habits and things of that nature, I do consultations and programming for every individual person depending on their goals. So if you're interested in that sort of service, please go to my email, which is at the bottom of my link tree, and hit me up there, and we can square that away. But thank you to Dolores, and thank you to everybody uh, on the stream today, chat or not, and appreciate y'all as always.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go for another week. This I think it's like third, fourth week. Where I let Chat GPT tell me what I'm gonna say about J News today. Yo, J News the truth for real, for real. Stay dropping gems and keeping it 100 every time.
What? Oh man, wait a minute. In the words, to quote Jacob Fatu last night, you see, if you've been watching the stream, Dolores got braids in their hair. But don't get it twisted. I'm out here keeping it 100. You know
Yep,
what I mean?
yep, yep. It said J. Sorry, it said, "Yo, J News is the truth for real, for real. Stay dropping gems and keeping it 100 every time." Listen,
That's,
I thought I was doing
that's
good on my own, but they've been giving me some good funny ones the past few days. All you got to do is tell them what type of way you want to say it, and they
that is too funny.
listen. I had listen. The ones last week was just I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What have I done to cause this? Okay, check out J News, ladies and gentlemen. Because as you heard, he's dropping gems and keeping
I'm
it 100 every time.
I'm out here dropping gems and keeping it 100. None to dig. You know what I mean? You know where it goes. That's what it is, man. It's what it is. It's what it is.
Listen, we ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah,
While me and J News are both up here before I do my little thing, I'm going to say make sure you subscribe to the Hit the Ropes podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Also, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and we're coming with our own link tree, so we'll have our own QR code hopefully soon. But you know, your girl got some things. She's very busy. And we'll talk about some of that stuff in a second. So thank you all for supporting us. Make sure you go over to J News' channel and subscribe. Make sure you come over to my channel and subscribe. We are fun people. We go different places. Sometimes you catch me on Workhorse Wrestling Network. Sometimes you'll catch me in the chat over on True Hill Heat supporting J News. I'm not as special to go up on True Hill Heat like J News. I used to be, but sometimes you act a fool. They don't invite you back. Uh, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I've done it once or twice. I've reform crash. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is my QR code. I'm gonna get a bigger one for you in a second. But if you don't know, I'm Dolores. I'm just a pink girl in my pink world here on every social media at this point because I go live at least on 5 social medias every live that I do. Okay. If you do not know, 1045 on my channel, it used to be called the community tab, but now it's the post tab. You can catch notable black figures every day of February, every day. 1045 over there. Check it out. Make sure you learn about some people you know, some people you don't know, some things you might have not known over there on the community tab. Ladies and gentlemen, every day for 14 days, starting yesterday, it is Dolores Loves You. It is a gift guide to Valentine's Day through Canva. So make sure you go and check that out. We did love coupons. I think today we did how to do photo collages and things. So make sure you keep checking it out because your girl gonna give you some recipes. I'm gonna give you some ideas. I'm gonna show you how to do them. It's gonna be fun. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know, I am Dolores of Delores Designs. I can make graphic designs and different things, even upgrade your channel. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my card, how you can reach me. The QR code is to all my social medias. The phone number is which you can reach, text, call, is able. Listen, and when you call, ladies and gentlemen, don't be shocked. You have to announce who you are. It's that type of thing. And that's my email if you want me to do some work for you. Also, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is Dolores's Raw reaction. Okay. Where I do Monday Night Raw watch along. As you know, Monday Night Raw is on Netflix. So we'll be watching it at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you're there. Also, ladies and gentlemen, on the 9th, we having a Super Bowl watch along, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't know, now you know, because we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna play games. We're gonna just have a good party here on YouTube. And I can't wait for the actual thing. I know 10 is screaming for the Eagles right now. That's her team. So I'm just gonna go with the Eagles because anybody who beat us gotta be good. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles. But I cannot wait for the halftime show with Kendrick Lamar and SZA and maybe some special guests. So make sure you come because last year we had a lit, fun time with the Super Bowl watch along that we had. Okay? Let me minimize. Oh, should take the QR show. It sound like an old body said something gonna get me in trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, I can only guess what this comment gonna be. Probably from 10. Yep, facts. 10 is a diehard Eagles fan. If you ever seen my shorts, I talked mad smack before the game against the Eagles, J News. I had Kendrick Lamar TV off, and I said, cut the Eagles TV off. And then hours later, J News, I had to put another post up on my shorts where it's the Eagles standing on top of the cheese, and I had the song Help playing in the background because I needed some help. I was dying on the inside. That hurt me.
Damn shame.
And it hurt me. And I had to, and it would even hurt me worse is that I had to tell her, congratulations. Yo, Eagles won. That hurt me, J News. That hurt me.
Uh, all I have to say is I don't have anything bad to say about the Kansas City Chiefs, but for all intents and purposes, since I am a reformed Giants fan, um, I'm
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We go, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Saved you.
all I want to say is much props and all praise due to Saquon Barkley, brother. I hope you win this Super Bowl, man. That's all I need for you, bro. That's all I need for you. Prove them wrong, man. Prove them wrong.
So again, make sure you check out J News movie reviews, and you can also hit them up if you want to get your health together. Listen, J News be dropping little gems behind the scenes, and I be listening. I be like, J News, what you say? How you say you supposed to do that? Oh, okay, okay. You know, it's been helping me. It's been helping me. Now, listen, when I come up here and I'm skinny, don't y'all say nothing about that. Don't say nothing to me. And then J News gonna jack up his price. Okay, so you better get in where you fit in before he go on the top tier. Then you can't see him. But since I've been holding him down, he my dog. You know, he got me. He got me. I ain't got to go on the top tier with y'all. Okay. Make sure you check me out. Listen, I'm entry level like J New right now. You might want to catch me before I get hot. Okay. Cause then I'm gonna have to charge you out the wazoo. Now I don't charge as much as now. I don't charge. I used to do that. Give me what you think I'm worth. And then some people didn't think I was worth nothing. I said, hold on now. Hold on now. We ain't gonna do. We ain't gonna do that. See, 10
Remember,
degrees.
remember, folks, what Fat Joe said. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yes.
Well, keep that in mind going forward when you do business with anybody.
Especially with the two of us, because we coming on up, okay? It's going up on the Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. But now we gotta go out like we normally do. J News. Oh, also, this is the major thing. I appreciate all of those. Let me blow myself up. Blow myself up. I appreciate everybody who has come in my chat, reached out to me privately, reached into my community post that I made asking for prayer warriors for my mom. I so God knows I appreciate you all. Um, right now she is at home with me, and she does have some what they say seizures and blockage, and so we're working on that. That's why I need you all to still keep praying. Just please keep praying. But I thank God that I was able to hug her and hold her and make sure she get in a bed because I haven't seen her in the past since Friday when we had to rush her to the hospital. So I just really appreciate everybody who has done so much for me and reached out and prayed and just been very concerning. It makes my heart want grow two times bigger because I know there are people out there who really truly care about you. So that's all I wanted to say.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's awesome, folks. Keep 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 her in your thoughts and shed all the positivity that you can towards Dolores's way, because even in bad times or in good times, the good vibes are always necessary, folks. That's all it is. That's all it is, right there.
Yes, listen, y'all was with me yesterday. I was fighting a good fight. Me and my I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't feeling good today. Thank you, J News, for like hauling the weight over here. I was like, oh, okay. But I feel a little bit better that she home, you know. I'm feeling a lot better that she home. But ladies and gentlemen, there will be some days where you might see J News. You might just see me. We might be solo. But generally when you see J News, I'm just creeping in the background, okay? Because J News, we're gonna get J News on his skills of switching things. But but ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate you all coming here. Make sure you go check out 10 The Educated Natural on YouTube. Who else was in here? Who else was in here? Trying to pull up the chat. The chat don't want to pull up. There we go. The Educated Natural. We had Tuber Chat. Ladies and gentlemen, if you go over to Tuber Chat, especially join him membership, there's a place where we all can go and connect and grow as channels and as people. That is so great. Make sure you go check out. Make sure you go check out Country Hustle 101. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I like to have people come in my chat and get to know me and get to know J News and try, you know, it's a community. Also, don't forget my main girl, Francesca. Listen, she does a great job of conveying the Bible in a way where if you're not used to it, you can get it good. As a Sunday school teacher, I appreciate people who can do that, who can reach to you at your level. Also, over on the clock app, I want to say I appreciate Unbiased. Unbiased does have a channel, YouTube channel. I think it's Biased. Is it LL? I don't forgot what it was. My brain is blank at this point. Uh, but Unbiased, check out Unbiased. She crafts, so she does good work. You can commission her to do stuff. Listen, once I saw her put somebody's logo and words on socks, and I said at that point, "Hey, you can have that crafting thing." I can't do that. I can dream of it, but I can't do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, blessings to you, 10. Blessings to 10. 10, listen, join her membership. You're gonna know everything about a business. Listen, I can build your business because of 10. Okay. Now if you ask me about trademark LLC, you're gonna have to call 10. Okay. Anything else, you got me. You need fitness help, J News. If you want to know what a movie is, J News. Okay. That's what you need, a prayer warrior, somebody to give you a good lesson on the Bible. Also, check out Ruby's spot. She cooks, she does great poems. She's a great person overall. Check out her Resilient Dad. Check out Slim Jim Longfoot. He's a black comic artist. Check out these good people. Ladies and gentlemen, check out Garden Quilts and Art Show. She makes great things. I mean, I've come up here and showed y'all 99 things she made me. It's worth it, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check out these channels and these people. They're great people. Okay? So now we're at the end. Because I got to shout out everybody at J News because they support us. They be like, yeah. Sometimes people privately will be like, hey, Lois, how you doing? I'm like, I'm doing great. How J News? So you just don't care about me? You care about J News? J News be saying them big words. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. I be saying big words too. They be like, yeah. J News don't nobody care about me at this point. I'm just a stand in for J News. That's what I am. Hurt my feelings.
Like I'm just here, man. I'm just here. I'm here. I'm here along for the ride.
You here for a lot. Okay, J News. Hey, Francis.
Francis, Fran,
Listen,
yeah.
Francis. Francis, I got to sneak in and tell y'all goodbye. Ladies and gentlemen, J News, it's getting hot. Are you hot? Jesus, Lord, help me. It is burning. I'm on fire. I need to get out of here, J News. How can you find the exits? Is there a way? Can somebody help me? You know what? I know something that'll help both of us, J News. If I just cut the lights out. Oh, Jesus. It's gotten cooler, J News. This
Mm-hmm.
is great. This is
Right on.
I thought maybe that was a flash. I don't know. But J, because you know what? When it's hot, baby boy, baby girl, please keep your clothes on. I don't want to see all that. Okay? So until then, we hope you all have a great evening.